Today I wanted to show you my step-by-step procedure to put a brand new end on an extension cord. I was going to have Shopcat show you, but he said it's just way too hot and he's too tired. Are you tired, Shopcat? I use a handheld screwdriver, a seam ripper, a pair of cutters. The cordless screwdriver is unnecessary, but it's nice. The wire strippers are necessary. Like many things in life, step one is to cut the cord. These can be a little difficult. These have a much longer handle, and it makes short work of it. Step two, I use the seam ripper to rip 1.5 inches. This allows me to rip the outer insulation without any chance of cutting the inner insulation on the individual wires. Peel that back, being careful not to cut the inner wires. I cut off the excess. Next, I disassemble the cord end. That's the little top hat fell out of there. You'll see that in a minute. This comes out as well. Step four, I loosen the clamps. That one's apparently already loose. Bring that down in there a little bit. Now you get to see what the top hat's for. Slip the top hat down over the cord. Next is the back of the cord end. I'm going to hold that open with my fingertips. Slide that down. Now I can strip the white, black, and green wires. There's a wide and a narrow, and the white goes to the wide blade. I like to turn this upside down so that the little clamps fall away, and it makes it easier for me to put the wire in there. If you look at it this way, you can see I put the wire in here on the left hand side, keeping pressure on it while I tighten, because when I'm tightening, the screw is turning clockwise, and if it pulls or pushes on the wire, it's going to pull it in towards itself because I'm turning clockwise. If I were to put that wire on this other side, it might be pushing on the wire, trying to push it out. I want it to pull in to suck it in there and get a really good clamp on it. And the black is going to go where the connector would be yet narrow. I'm holding my hand in a way that's keeping pressure on the wire. And if I feel like I'm losing that pressure, I reposition my hand. I'm not sure how to teach you how to hold your hand. It's something you've got to learn by practice. Okay. Tug on it a little bit, make sure they're in there good. Instead of using the cordless, I'm using the short stubby handheld so I can feel just how tight I'm getting them. And so I don't have a lot of leverage, and it keeps me from over tightening them. Now the ground wire's got to go in. So that's step 8, white to wide blade. Step 9, black to narrow blade. And step 10 is green to the bottom. Step 11, we assemble the cord end. There's a little divot right here, which lines up with these two posts down here at the ground. There's a relief right here that lines up with the ground as well. We've got them all lined up, but before pushing these together, there's a trick you need to know, and that is to turn this clockwise. And you see what, while pushing together, and watch what all the, well, I pulled that apart. Let me stop back. It's something you need to see. Notice I pulled that wire, that black wire, and it came loose. It needs to be put back in there and tightened back up. And keep an eye out for that. If that happens, you got to stop and fix that. Okay, so let's back up. Go back to step 11, assemble. Aligning this up with these two at the ground. Get ready to line that up. Push this wire towards the end while twisting. See what the wires are doing? Twisting clockwise. Got to keep an eye out where our ground is. Our ground's over here. And all this is collapsed in there. Ground is there. The relief is right here. This comes to where the ground is. Then, while holding all that together, start putting these 3 long bolts down in screws in there. Going back and forth between all 3 of them, working it down gradually. Get a nice, even, gradual compression. Okay, it's in there. Now I'm going to turn it over. Use the table to help me keep pressure on the cord, pushing toward the end while bringing the top hat down. The top hat in place. Pressure on that cord, because when I clamp this down, I want it to hold the cord in there. And you might note that I have the chuck all the way down to 2. And then I finish it off with the handheld screwdriver. And that is our finished product. This is holding pressure, holding it in there, so that if pull on the cord, it's pulling on this compression here. It's not pulling the wires inside. And the white is on the wide, the black is on the narrow, the green is on the ground. And we have a good end on the cord now.